Welcome back to week 200. Hooray, we made it. 200 this week. To this week's messages of the light codes. And it was really interesting and very powerful this week, the shifts coming through. There's the direction this week that we're being guided toward, or that we have attained. I was being shown a vision of, I've seen a similar vision in, in pictures that are depicted on, to do with Ascension in Google and stuff like that. And it was to do with, there were triangles and circles of enlightenment. So the pyramidal self, I really feel, has, this is the focus and the direction and the purpose and the mission of us all right now, to be placing all of our awareness in that direction. And, it was very colorful. So, this is being activated. This is being brought forward, these sacred geometries. And that was in Alpha, and in the Omega, which is to do with anchoring the soul's purpose and integrating the energies of our soul purpose and mission into the Earth's grid so that we can bring it into full manifestation in readiness for creation. I saw a beautiful fairy inside a really soft pink flower. And I felt very much that this was about us connecting with our natural spirit, the nature spirit within ourself. So that we are able to bring through the mission, the purpose, the creation. She was resting in that flower, so it was a beautiful flower. It was a very soft pink, which is to do with divine love. So she was resting in that energy of divine love from the Divine Mother, and and in the heart chakra today, when we were in the heart chakra, the way I'm doing this activation is we are uniting the masculine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine within the heart chakra. And what came through this time was a masculine and a feminine facing each other, standing facing each other and holding each other's hands. And the energy was that it felt as if they had just come together, and in between their hands was a beautiful bouquet of flowers, which is symbolic of happiness. So it felt like it was a reunion of some sort, like a marriage or something coming together and reuniting those energies in the purity that it is within the heart space. So being able to hold that union energy within the heart space. I'd like you to recognize also that this is a spiritual, to do with our spiritual energies. It's not necessarily what's happening in our physical lives, so I don't want people to get confused with that. However, that can be manifest or reflected also in our physical life as well. But this is more about us, what is happening to us spiritually, collectively, for those that are ready. Then as the chakras are being unified between the brow and the sacral chakra, so bringing all of those chakras together, brow, throat, heart, solar plexus and sacral chakra, a great unification happening there. There was somebody kneeling on a golden cliff. So the land was gold, everything was gold. And he, she, whatever, it wasn't really anything in particular, felt more masculine, but I'm not sure whether it was meant to be masculine or just symbolic of somebody, us individually, kneeling, or like in as if you are meditating, so in a contemplative state, but gazing out upon the horizon in the distance on this golden cliff, this golden ledge, if you like, which is symbolic of the great wisdom of going out, stepping out and taking that risk and looking out upon the horizon, keeping your awareness forward, keeping your awareness on what is coming. So letting go and surrendering to that, because sitting in kneeling position, almost like prayer, surrendering to what is, surrendering to the future, surrendering to what is on the horizon. You don't have to know. So this is the great coming together. And of course, all of those chakras having come together there, you've got right through, you know, from the relationship chakra and then to the brow chakra. So, you know, this is also where the masculine and feminine are meeting. So we can see that this is very much to do with the masculine and feminine energies coming together, meeting and surrendering in that place, being aware that there is something on the horizon. We don't need to know what it is, but we need to be always looking forward and so that we can move forward. And then I saw, as all chakras were unified, completely unified into the one unified chakra, I saw a growing, it was literally growing, a papyrus flower in the same appearance as the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs of the papyrus growing. And the papyrus flower represents growth and new cycles, and it's a symbol of new life. So again, this is showing us that there is, you know, we've been through a great cycle and we are coming forward into new life, a new cycle, and we need to give ourselves that space and that and the right environment to allow that growth to take place and come into its fulfillment. In the emotional body, this week, what I saw that we have achieved or are achieving was the masculine and the feminine. This time they were not, they were not dressed as a masculine and feminine. They were just outlines of bodies, but one and in a tanny kind of a color, you know, kind of a tanny color. And so they were just shapes, but one felt masculine, one felt feminine, but there wasn't anything to show any real difference. So very androgynous vision. And the tan colored is very much, you know, because there was no clothing or anything, it's more or less no personality, so no ego. This is in the emotional body, remember? So this is like a coming together, and the tan is a mix, you know, it has orange in there, so it's to do with balance and harmony, and it's not it's quite a neutral color, which means that there is a degree of neutrality that is being that we are moving through, that we are earning in the emotional body. So mastering those emotions in order to be able to move forward into the higher realms and to the higher bodies. A great deal of balance and stability, because this color is very much to do with stability. So this is where we're at right now. And then in the lower mental body, so this is important, because in the lower mental body, this is about what we're thinking. This is about how we, you know, thoughts and things like that. There were a lot of creation sounds. So these creation sounds are three specific angelic sounds that come together at the same time. Sound a little bit like cat squalling, but anyway, they've combined all of these sounds, and they're at the point of creation. And this is really important message here, because this is in the lower mental body, so it's right here with us. As you think, you create. We already know that, but we're in a very powerful portal right now that is saying that be very careful what you wish for, be very careful what you are thinking. So keep your mind focused on only positive, high vibrational thoughts and desires of what you're wanting to create in your world, because as you think, you will create. And if your thoughts are not in alignment with the divine, you're only going to create karmic situations for yourself. So very much a very, very powerful process there of as you think, you create. So that also means that, of course, we can see we had the papyrus there, a lot of growth, we've had a lot of spiritual growth coming through for the Ascension, coming through for everybody there. So now this you know, power of the mind, because we're stepping into the fifth dimension where you are able to master the mind, and as you think, you create. And that's a really good thing, because as we're learning that, we really do learn that as we think, oh, I thought that the other day, or I thought something wasn't so good, and then you create something that's not so good, and the same thing happens for the good. So keep your thoughts very, very positive. In the same body there, what I saw was a masculine and feminine's hands reaching towards each other, almost cupping. And in the cupping, the vision of the cupping energy is very much like the bowl, which is the receptivity. So being receptive to receiving as your thoughts are creating. And in between the two hands was a lotus boat. So that means the energy of the lotus is, the energy of enlightened, of spiritual growth, of all of the spiritual higher frequencies are there. It is in your hands to receive. So be receptive. It's all in your hands, meaning that as you think, you create. So recognize that if you slip into the lower negative thought patterns, you are only holding yourself back from achieving a greater degree of enlightenment. In the higher mental body today, I saw it was within a temple, like inside a Roman temple, or on the veranda, or whatever you want to call it, the porchy area of a Roman temple, because I could see the Roman pillars, and there was a masculine and feminine energy, robed as in the Roman times, but they were kind of not really, they weren't separate. They were almost like, I couldn't figure out, were they hugging or were they were really one. They were one. So I could see there was two, but it was one. And on the shoulder or on the back or on the chest, this area anyway, was a child, a baby. So this is very much saying that there's, in this higher mind is bringing forward now the creation, the creation of the masculine and feminine as they're coming into union. So the purpose, the baby is to do with the purpose and the mission, and that is coming forward. So it is there. So if you keep your lower mental, your mind clear with positive thoughts, you're able to receive this mission and this purpose. But if you block it out with negative thoughts or too many thoughts of any sort, you're going to block the receptivity of bringing through this creation. When we went into the spiritual body today, I saw, again, I saw the masculine and feminine standing. I was looking at them from behind, and they were holding hands as if in they had walked through the temple. What I saw in front of them was Lord Sanat Kumara, the greatest bodhisattva of all, sitting in lotus position on a lotus, floating on a lotus, and they were standing in front of him to receive their initiation or their whatever it was that they are receiving. There was they stood in union in front of the Sanat Kumara, Lord of the world. And then what appeared after that was mountains appeared, rigid mountains. Now the mountains are symbolizing, so they kind of came in from the side, and they are symbolizing obstacles and challenges that we meet on our soul's journey. And the mountains morphed into a lotus. So the message here is, please be grateful for all of the challenges and all of the obstacles on your path, because those challenges and those obstacles and those life lessons are exactly what give us our lotus, our enlightenment, so our spiritual growth and the attainment that we are able to achieve in this lifetime. The next vision that I had then was Lord Serapis Bey in the Greek, in a Greek depiction, and he was upside down and he had his dog with him, the three-headed dog who is, I think it's Lord Cerberus, I think his name is Cerberus or something like that. And he is the Lord, or the Lord of Hades. So this is the place where souls go after they die. So he was upside down. Now, sometimes when you see a vision upside down, it can mean that things are not as they seem. It could mean that things are a little bit in limbo at the moment. And the reason that things could be in limbo at the moment is because the symbology here is with Serapis is the Lord of Ascension, and he has the Lord of Hades by his side, who guards the entrance to who guards the entrance to Hades, which pretty much means that there is quite possibly a limbo phase, because some people may be moving through a dark night of the soul, or an ego death, where things are on hold. So it's not necessarily that you're even in the dark night at the moment, but that you could be in that limbo phase where nothing can really happen just yet. So please be patient. The message here, I really feel, is to do with patience. Be patient. Allow these phases to move through. Recognize that all of the challenges, whatever they are, no matter how hard they are all to do with your spiritual growth. And when you can surrender to it, which if you're upside down, you'll be surrendered as well. So there's that limbo phase. Totally surrender to the phase. Surrender to whatever phase you are in right now. Know that everything is in perfect timing, because the final vision that I had today was of a very ancient old man, bearded old man, ancient wise man. And he had like not a pulpit, but like a, little desky thing, whatever you want to call it, it was stone, actually. It was made of stone, and there was like a book on it, but this book was also stone, so stone tablets, and he was scraping in the message in this book. And the message is that your destiny, don't worry, because it's written in stone. So whatever you are doing, you cannot miss your soul's destiny. You cannot miss what is right for your soul. Whatever is meant to come to you and your soul purpose will come. You can delay it. You can halt it. You can go into limbo. You can do all of those things and try to keep it at bay and cause yourself more struggle and strife. We all do that. But it's there and you cannot miss out. So just surrender to the journey. Totally surrender and allow, he looked like Moses or somebody like that. So, you cannot miss out. Just surrender, step up, do your spiritual practices and allow all of that to come forward for you. So now I want to show you the cards that came through today. So the first card today was card number 12. 12 becomes a 3, 1, 2, 3. Everything is in order. Everything is taking place as it should. It says make a plan. So the card is showing you the picture of all of these different opportunities, and I'll do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. It looks a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but, bring some sort of order into it. 1, 2, 3. And make a sense of order. You don't have to do everything all at once. Do one thing at a time. And when you're happy with that, move on to the next one. So just step by step is the message here today. Step by step. The second card today is the 7 of water. A complex decision. So maybe you have a complex decision. Don't worry. Go back to that stepping. Put things in order. Make a plan. Just do one thing at a time. Let the decision come to you by you just putting things into place so that you move forward. The need to do research and stop procrastinating. So stop procrastinating, do something, put a few things in order. Know that whatever is right for your soul is going to happen. Sure, we can make some wrong turns and delay things a little bit, but trust, 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 and surrender to the process, because things are being moved on. There is movement at the station and things are being moved on. The stalk is always about moving things on. Stagnant matters, things that have been in limbo, so to speak, are starting to be stirred up so that things can move forward. Stalks also, we attribute the stalk with the birth of the baby. So we know that there is something new coming. So there's the mission, the purpose, and this is also in the solar plexus. So this is to do with your purpose and the confidence that you have. So surrender again, surrender, because the stalk is on his way, stirring things up, bringing in the baby so that you can get on with your mission and your purpose, work with your gifts. And in the heart chakra today, card number 8, and it is moving on. So as above, so below. Again, trust that in the reflection of the heavenly self, on earth. But there is something saying that it is time for you. Here we can see, you're on the edge of the water there, the edge of the emotional body type thing there, and he's moving on. He needs to move on. So you need to move on. There may be a situation that it could be a relationship, could be just something that you feel very heartfelt about. But this is telling you that you need to move on. That doesn't mean that you have to let go of this situation forever. But at the moment, you need to move on for yourself, for your own journey. So stagnant matters are being stirred up, and it's time to just move forward, move on with your own journey, and don't be concerned, because that's card number 8. Remember, card number 8, infinite possibilities are there for you, and we cannot control it. So let go of control. Know that it's okay to move on, because what is right for your soul is always going to come back for you. So you don't have to worry about leaving things behind. That's something that we shouldn't worry about. And just to confirm the fact that there's a cycle complete, that we need to move on, we need to keep focusing on our path, our spiritual path, and is the Death card. So there is a cycle that is totally complete, and this is the truth, because it's in the throat chakra. So the truth is, there is the end of a cycle, the end of a cycle. Allow the transformation to come forward. So there's a great transformation available to us, and we've been shown that with the messages that came through in the visions with Serapis and the dog, the 3-headed dog. So something is finishing up, something is done and dusted for now. That's a cycle. When it comes back, it is always to do with rebirth. So the next card is card number 6, which is great because it's in the 6th chakra, and it is Sobek and Horus, reconciliation of opposites, forgiveness and understanding. So whatever is happening, the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the male, the female, the yin, the yang, the whatever, the night, the dark, this is night and day, sorry. This is the reconciliation of opposites. So when you surrender, when you let go, when you move on, it gives room for the reconciliation to take place and the reunion to take place, which is very much like what was coming through in the visions as well, with the masculine, feminine standing facing each other, and the bouquet of flowers, the reconciliation of opposites. So allow that letting go. Don't hold on to anything, because there is a peace offering coming. So the energies are here to allow all of this letting go, so that at some point in the future, because if we remember the vision of the dude sitting on the golden cliff, looking out at the future, there is another time. The time is possibly not now, so let go. And we have Avalokitesvara again, who's in Omega. This is to do with the pathway. So remember that you need to be in service. This is time to help others. So through your own healing, through your own learning, through your own wisdom, whatever it is that you are going through, you are able to help others see the other person's point of view. And this kind of is, again, going with the reconciliation of opposites and the need to move on, because each part of ourselves, or whether it be somebody in our life, and this is specific for, probably specific for a lot of twin flames, that there is the need for separation until the complete healing takes place. So you need that space, that separation, to be able to expand into more of who you are. So letting go and recognizing that so the message here saying, see the other person's point of view, it's kind of like, just let them do their thing and you do your thing. So, you both have your path, keep moving forward, reconciliation of opposites. And to complete that, stay focused, with Lord Kathumi here saying, stay focused. The most important thing is to stay focused on your own spiritual growth, your ascension, your enlightenment. Stay focused. Everything that you are doing is for the greater good, the Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva. And, the greatest Bodhisattva of all, Sanat Kumara, Lord Sanat Kumara, really wanting us to stay focused, to know that we must hold the light for those that are not yet able to awaken, and stay focused on on being there and holding the light for others and doing, being in service. So doing the work that you can do, doing the healing work, helping others in whatever way is good for you and works for you. So that's it for this week. I want to give a plug because last week my book, Birthing a New Reality, was published, and this was such a very long journey. It's not the final book. There's another one coming after this that I have already started, but it is a awesome read, and please do get it because it talks about the journey, helps you to understand that your life, your journey is, and how it unfolds and what it means. I share with you everything that unfolded me to awaken to the Ascension and to the light codes and all of that sort of stuff. So it's a great read. Even I enjoy reading it because that journey started 18 years ago. So it's a couple of lifetimes ago. It's the completion of 2 cycles, 9 and 9, and the journey of Luxor Light, which is the energy frequencies that were birthed through me in 2004 on my birthday, was a soul vibration year for me. And this year, yes, my birthday was last week, 3rd of 3rd, and the book was published just in time for those energies to come forward. Again, my soul vibration this year. So a great birthing has taken place. And in the cards today, it shows us that we are, if you are ready, if you have done the work, the birthing, you are ready to birth your purpose. You are ready to birth what you were born for, what you are here for. So these light codes today are really important. If you've done the work, if you're doing the work, keep doing the work. Another plug for Luxor Light Ascension program. Go to www.howtoreturntolove.com and look up the Ascension program to help you with all of that and help you to birth you into and anchor the frequencies that you are here to bring forward. That is you, the great Bodhisattva, bringing the energies through to hold those energies for others so that they can awaken too. So I would love to talk all day, but I'm not going to. I will see you next week. And thank you so much for following along. And please, Birthing a New Reality, written by Christina Ricci on Amazon now. See you next week.